Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teeth Talk Sports. Today will be my 2022 MLB predictions. And I'll be doing the team, their projected place in the division, their projected record, and a bold prediction for the team. And then I'll go into a playoff and award predictions. Starting off, the AL East, the first place, Toronto Blue Jays, 98-64 is my projected record. The Blue Jays will become just the second team ever to have 5 players hit 30 or more home runs. It'll be Bo Bichette, Matt Chapman, Vladdy Jr., George Springer, and Teoscar Hernandez. The other team was the 2019 Twins, who also won the division. All right, second place, Yankees, 93-69. Garrett Cole will throw 2 no-hitters this year. Clearly has no-hit stuff that he's shown throughout his career. I think he struck out 326 batters, I believe, in 2019. And I don't think he'll strike out that many, especially with the couple less days in the season. So we'll have an extra loss of a start and then a few extra innings and all that. But I think he will throw 2 no-hitters. And I'll talk more about him later. And one will be against the Orioles, by the way. Third place, Red Sox, 90-72. Matt Barnes will save 40 games. This is a very bold prediction with how much he struggled but in the second half, but sometimes you just got to be bold. He'll reach his first half form that made him an all-star last year and be an elite closer for the full season this time. Fourth place, Rays, 85-77. That Austin Meadows trade, they traded him to the Tigers, that will hurt them. But I do think Corey Kluber will be an all-star. Rays always seem to have a player who does way better than expected, rebuilding their career. He finally seems healthy again as well, and clearly has a pedigree to get an all-star nod if he's anywhere close to being worthy. It'd be a great story, too. Oh, here we go. Orioles. Orioles fans, look away. It's ugly. 48-114 is my predicted record for you. You move the fences back 30 feet? Oh, so what? You're still allowing the most home runs of any team in baseball this year. Your pitching is jack shit. And right field is still very hitter-friendly, and your road environments, Boston, Toronto, New York especially, and even Tampa a bit too, merciless. And they all got power hitters to burn. You could still allow close to 300 home runs because you shit. All right, AL Central. White Sox, 96-66. Lucas Giolito will have an ERA over 4 for the season, but he will lead the league in innings pitched. Giolito's gone over 170 in each of his last 3 full seasons, and 180-190 could be enough to lead the league. I believe Robbie Ray led with 184 innings last year for the AL. And with the lockout taking away a week of the season, could be even more. Less innings needed. He could easily get to 190. But he also had an ERA of around 3.6, I believe, last year and gave up a lot of home runs. Correction, it was 193 for Robbie Ray. And Giolito gave up 1.4 home runs per 9, which is pretty high. But I think he'll have a similar rate, but he'll get unlucky with runners on base. So he'll have an ERA over 4, but lead the league in innings. Pretty valuable, may still make the All-Star team, but not a Cy Young contender, as many people have said. Twins, 86-76. Twins are going to get off to a hot start. They're going to be in first place at the break, get a lot closer to their form from 2019 to 20. They won the division both years. And a slow start by the White Sox will help the Twins lead the All-Star break. Tigers, 82-80. Miguel Cabrera will hit 20 home runs. This doesn't sound all that bold because he's gone over 500 for his career and he's actually not hit 20 home runs since 2016, which surprised me even, which made this an easy bold prediction for me. Because I think he'll be healthier and have a really weak division pitching-wise, and he'll hit 20. Get the Tigers a bit over 500. Solid season for them after the nightmare they had a few years ago. Royals, 77-85. This is bold. Salvador Perez. Gonna hit 40 homers again. Won't quite get 48, but he can still DH a lot and will be AL Central pitching-wise again. He should play 150 games again with the DH role included. A relatively similar stat line, and be the first catcher and Royal with 240 homer seasons. He's building a Hall of Fame career. Guardians, 70 and 92. Jose Ramirez will ask out of Cleveland, despite signing a 5-year, $124 million contract with a full no-trade clause. Guardians will be out of the race by May, and he'll desperately ask for a contender before the deadline, because they're not contending anytime soon. They are one of the cheapest owners in sports, and they don't have a lot of talent there. AL West, first place, Astros, 91 and 71. Justin Verlander will start off slow, but he'll have a sub-250 ERA in the second half. He'll struggle in his first half after Tommy John, but he'll have a Cy Young caliber second half. He's not done yet. Second place, Rangers, 83 and 79. The Rangers will make one more big splash at the deadline. I think the Guardians will have a fire sale and trade Shane Bieber as well. The Rangers will not just make the trade for this year, as Bieber has 3 years of control after this. It's a really good trade for the future and for the current day. All right, Angels, 79-83. Mike Trout will stay healthy, but not quite be Mike Trout. He'll be all-star level. He will qualify for the batting title this year, but nowhere near an MVP level. 77-85. Correction. Mariners, 77-85. Ichiro will be the hitting coach by the end of the season. Mariners will fall out of the race due to horrific start offensively. And they'll be like, we'll just, fuck it. We'll just put Ichiro as the hitting coach, because why not? I mean, he coaches high school baseball. Why not send him to the show to teach him how to hit? The A's will finish 69-93. This is a pretty generous picture for the A's, because they're going to trim their payroll even more. They'll trade Lou Trevino and Frankie Montas at the deadline, so that $33 million payroll they have, it's getting lower. I believe they're like $7 million total, so they'll be at $26 million minus any call-ups. But $26 million for an MLB team in 2022. If you just paid everyone the absolute minimum on the 40-man roster, correction, it's only the 26-man that this payroll would be, they would be about $20 million, I think. And if you pay minor league salaries, they're pretty close to $26 million already once you include the 40-man roster. That's insane. All right, NL East, Braves, 96-66. They'll win the division. For the 5th straight year? Yeah. Acuna will take till June to come back, but he'll come back on fire. He'll hit 400 with 10 home runs in his first 25 games. All right, Mets, 94 and 68. Jacob deGrom on and off the IL all season. He will come back as a reliever and help the Mets reach the postseason for the first time since 2016. His shoulder injury, and I feel, will be a nagging injury, but Mets will stay in contention, and unlike last year, he'll be able to come back due to the Mets being in contention. Guide them to the playoffs. And maybe do some damage there. Phillies, 88 and 74. Kyle Schwarber will lead the NL in homers. He hit 32 in 114 games. And now he's playing at Citizens Bank Park. If he gets to 140 or 150 games, he could hit 40 or even 50 bombs. He could cruise to the National League home run title. Marlins, 77 and 85. Nightmare time. No one's going to show up. It's going to be a raised level of attendance. They will average fewer than 10,000 fans per game. No COVID restrictions whatsoever, and they've still averaged under 10,000. They average fewer than 8,000, despite Florida having relatively low amounts of COVID restrictions last year. And in 2018 and 19, they barely averaged over 10,000 each year. I think they're going below that this year, despite being somewhat borderline competitive. And could they be the team that relocates? Ironically, to Montreal? That could be possible. Because this tennis isn't getting any better. All right, Nationals. 68-94. They're not losing 100 games, most because of Juan Soto. He's going to have an OBP over 500, slugging over 600. And he'll have no help in the lineup, which will help drive his OBP up because they won't be afraid to walk him. And when he gets pitches to hit, he'll rake. All right, NL Central, first place, Cardinals, 87-75. I think Pujols will get to 700 homers. I think he'll be motivated. The team will be motivated to play him. And I think they get more at-bats than in 2021. He got 296 in 2021. He can still drive a baseball. He had 17 home runs in those at-bats. So if he had 500 at-bats, he'd about 28, 29 homers. He could get 21 that he needs. Second place, Brewers, 86-76. This is a tough one. 2018 MVP Christian Yelich will be released. 2 nightmare seasons in a row, and something tells me he's not going to improve this year. Brewers will feel pressure of the pennant race and release Yelich to try to keep their season alive. Third place, Cubs, 75-87. Marcus Stroman will thrive in Chicago. Surprisingly more to the Cubs, it'll prove to be a great move for him. He'll have a top 10 ERA and make the All-Star team. Then he'll be traded to a contender in the offseason for a big haul to accelerate the Cubs' rebuild. So it'll work for him and the Cubs. All right, Reds, 70-92. Jonathan India takes another step forward. He'll have an average close to 300, OPS of nearly 900, steal 20 bases, and threaten to hit 30 homers. Very good second season for the reigning NL Rookie of the Year. 5, Pirates, 56-106. They're hopeless. They know they're hopeless. And they're going to make themselves more hopeless. They're not going to call up O'Neal Cruz until June. They think not just the extra year of control is worth more than any draft pick bonuses they'll get if he actually does well. They think not paying him for an extra year is even more valuable because they're cheapstakes. They don't care about winning. And they don't want to become a Super 2. So he won't get Rookie of the Year consideration at all. NL West, Dodgers. Here we go. 110-52. Yes, they're winning 110 games. And they're breaking their franchise record for win streak. Their current franchise record is 15 games set back in 1924. That's an extremely low total for such a prestigious franchise that has so many excellent seasons. But I think they'll break it this year. They play the D-backs in 2 series within the 16 games twice this season, and I think it will come in one of those stretches. And plus, some of those D-backs games will be at Dodger Stadium, which I'll get to later why that's important. Second place, Giants, 83-79. Brandon Crawford will actually come close to repeating his breakout season. He'll hit 20 homers, have a 280 average, about an 850 OPS. He had 24 with a 298 average, 895 OPS in 2021. The team won't be as good, so we won't finish anywhere near as high MVP voting, but I think he'll make another All-Star team. Okay, here's an interesting one. Padres, 79-83. Manny Machado will take over at shortstop. Tatis out for 3 months, and he'll struggle defensively upon his return. Machado will take over at short, and Tatis will move to the outfield, as he did late last year, but this time it will be permanent. Machado's always been a shortstop caliber player in my mind. Always had the range, always had the glove, always had the arm. And he's going to get to play short for the first time in years. Rockies, 72-90. I think they'll stay in contention until August. They're not as bad as people think. They'll be slightly above 500 deep into the season, and with the extra playoff team this year, they'll be within 5 games of a playoff spot at the deadline, and then they'll fade. Not quite as bad as the Padres did, though. D-backs, 65-97. They're going to have a winning home record, which means that their road record is going to be pathetic again, because they're still losing 97. And they went 20-61 on the road last year, and I think it's going to be similar. There'll also be another 15-plus game road losing streak. Oh, their road record, it was horrifyingly bad. Their losing streaks, they lost 24 straight road games, 28 of 29, 31 of 33, and 41 of 47. That's insane. You think of the worst teams ever, and they couldn't even do that. My God. Just watch the home games, D-backs. All right, now playoff seedings in the AL. The first round buys will be the top-seeded Blue Jays and the second-seeded White Sox. And in the wildcard round will be the AL West champion Astros and the Yankees, Red Sox, and Twins as wildcards. Dodgers and Braves will have the NL buys. The Cardinals will be the NL Central champion in the wildcard. And the Mets, Phillies, and Brewers will take the wildcard spots. AL wildcard series, this will be a best-of-3 series. Astros will sweep the Twins because the Twins don't win in the postseason. Verlander will pitch a gem in Game 1, continuing his fine form at the end of the season. And Red Sox over Yankees in 3. Sox will rough up Garrett Cole in Game 1. He returns in relief in Game 3 and blows the game. I'm still not done talking about Garrett Cole, though. NL wildcard, Cardinals over Brewers in 3. Pujols, one last outstanding moment, walk-off home run in Game 3 to send the Cardinals to the NLDS. Phillies over Mets in 2. Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola shut down the Mets bats in a sweep at Citi Field. And the Mets' great season will turn to dust. ALDS, Blue Jays over Red Sox in 4. Sox don't have an elite pitching staff, let's face it, and the Blue Jays have too much offense. It's going to be a bloodbath. All right, Astros over White Sox in 5. Verlander will have another clutch Game 5. He's had a couple of those in his career. This one will not be against the A's, however. Houston will get to their 6th straight ALCS. That's insane. Just imagine that. You have to go through the gauntlet of the regular season, through at least the division series, possibly the wildcard round, and in 2020 you had to go through 2 rounds to get there. That's insane. All right, NLDS, Dodgers over Phillies in 3. Dodgers are going to have no issues with the new bye system and cruise through. Just dominate the series. Good for the Phillies to get back, but they're not a championship caliber team yet. Cardinals over Braves in 4. Cardinals defeat the world champions and continue to own the Braves in October as they did in 2000, 2012, and 2019. There won't be a 10-run inning, though, like in 2019. All right, ALCS, Blue Jays over Astros in 7. Blue Jays rise up, Bichette hits a late home run, and Blue Jays win. ALCS MVP, Bo Bichette will hit 400, homer 3 times, including the game winner in Game 7, and drive in 8 runs in the series. NLCS, Dodgers over Cardinals in 4. Cardinals' magic carpet ride will end in a dominating Dodgers sweep. MVP, Freddie Freeman, 2 home runs in the clincher. And in the World Series now, Dodgers over Blue Jays in 6. The Dodgers will lose postseason game in the series. They'll actually lose 2. Dodgers will make themselves one of baseball's greatest ever teams with another title and 110 wins. MVP Julio Urias will win Game 2 and Game 6, continuing his great postseason career, going at least 7 innings in each. Will not throw a complete game to get the last out again. As you know, he got the last out in 2020 on relief, but he'll start Game 6, but won't close it. Still, worthy series MVP he will be. All right. Awards time. AL MVP, Vlad Jr. would have won that easily without Ohtani having that historic Ruthian season. Ohtani will still be good, but he won't be quite as good as last season. Vladdy will have over 40 homers, 120 RBI, average over 300. This time, Jays will make the postseason. They won't even need the expanded field, which they could have used last year. As I said, they're going to be the top seed, and that'll help us cause. NL Trey Turner. Monster all-around season. Historic. 200 hits, 30 homers, 30 steals, a Silver Slugger, a Gold Glove, and a batting title will be coming his way this year. Easy MVP. Cy Young, Garrett Cole. Be a 3 or 4 man race most of the year, but he'll pull away in September, unlike last year when Robbie Ray stole it from him. Well, right out of his hands. And as much as I don't want to see this, but he'll throw his second no-hitter of the season to secure the Cy Young. NL Max Fried. Sorry, why did I say Fried? Max Fried will win the Cy Young in the NL. He'll get a jump in innings from 165 to somewhat close to 200. And if he does, he'll get his ERA down from 304 to 270 or so. He was 174 ERA after the break last year, which is insane. He will have a very good chance of winning. And I think he will. Rookie of the Year, Bobby Witt, on the opening day roster. Unlike some teams, the Royals decided to promote their top prospect. And he has so much raw talent, and he'll accumulate the counting stats that people like Wander Franco could not get. And in the NL, Joey Bart. People were talking about him being Rookie of the Year last year if Posey did not come back. Now Posey's gone. And I feel like Suzuki will struggle a bit coming to America and Chicago and the shortened spring training and everything. And the Pirates won't call up O'Neill Cruz till June because they're fucking stupid. And he'll have a solid, unspectacular season, but he'll be a worthy Rookie of the Year winner. Manager of the Year. This is for the overachievers. AL, Rocco Baldelli, Minnesota Twins. Leads the Twins to a surprise postseason berth and gets swept out, but this is like the Paul Molitor 2017 blueprint to win the award. This will be his second Manager of the Year. He's going to have a very good start to his career. And Oliver Marmol, youngest manager in baseball, just 35 years old, and deals with Pujols and Molina's farewell tours. And first season manager will be a Rookie of the Year. Not a Rookie of the Year, a Manager of the Year. He'll win the Rookie Manager of the Year award, though. Comeback Player of the Year, Luis Severino. He barely played for the last 3 years. But when he played at the end of 2021, he showed flashes of his brilliance, and if he stays somewhat healthy, he'll be a very good candidate. NL, Ronald Acuna Jr. Said it'll have a huge start, and if he performs at just an above-average clip for the remainder, which would get him about over, like, let's say, 90 games, like a 280 average with about 25 homers and about 70 RBI with like a 370 on base and like a 500 slugging overall for the season. I think he'd be a very good candidate for the award, and if he gets 10 or 15 steals, that won't hurt either. Hank Aaron Award. AL, this is easy. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Said to be the AL MVP. And he's going to win it based exclusively off his hitting. Why not say? I'll just say that. So obviously he'll be the best hitter in the league. NL Juan Soto. Put up Bonzian type numbers, as I already mentioned. He'll be the easy choice for the Hank Aaron Award as well. Reliever of the Year, Liam Hendricks, outstanding for several years, no reason to change, and Craig Kimbrell was just traded to the Dodgers, so he won't be there to possibly take saves from him. And I think he'll have another huge season. Josh Hader, just a historic few years. Easy NL reliever of the year candidate because he's going to do it again. Over 100 strikeouts, over 30 saves. Nice and easy. Shoe in. Well done to him. If there's a reliever to win the Cy Young, I think it'll be Hader. And another thing, fans will come back. The season will be great. And I'm glad it's happening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everyone.